Morning. This is episode 81 of the Eye of MLB 19, the show from the weekends and on the weekends, managing the Detroit Tigers. I'm about to get into some good news involving my pre-order. That's coming out tomorrow. I'll get to that in a second. If you guys would love to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, be sure you hit the red support button and like button. And turn on notification bell if you guys have not given the opportunity today. If anybody in the chat has a Facebook and a Twitter account, tweet it out, share a comment, add it to a playlist. The more we bring in, guys, the more we're going to grow, win, and continue to make a good solitary difference. If anybody has any questions, bringing in the red hot 10 and 3. Oh, Teacup, Alice, what's going on, girl? Bella was looking to see what the hell you were doing. How you been? And that would be Michael Firmer, 10 and 3 record, 2.59 ERA. No, Alice, you're fine. Bella and I still love you. So what's been going on this week? Anything? Anything in general? So how is everyone doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing well and shit, here comes the connection. Oh, you missed me and Bella? Oh, can't go on with that? Well, my love was hoping to see when the hell you were gonna jump in the chat, but other than that, it's all good. You're still one of my top moderators. My love is still my top moderator. When it's game 2 of 3, it's for Tigers hosting the Washington Nationals. Tigers won the first one 9-2. And if the connection gets off camera, it's not going to be that bad. I'll just try to restart it. And that way you guys can come right back in. Starting for the Tigers defense, Michael Firmer, making a 16th start of the season. Had a good 10 and 3 record, 2.59 ERA, 83 hits, and 101 strikeouts. Here comes Triad Turner, the shortstop. In the month of June, he's batting .232, 1 home run, 7 RBIs to his credit. He has an overall average of 252. Excuse me. I'll read the chat in just a second, Alice. Hold on. Here's the pitch by Firmer, 10 and 3 record. Ball 1. First pitch is around 4:10 in the afternoon in game 2 of 3. What is she today? Well, she's sleeping. She won't be up till around 8:30. I called her up last night, and and my love, and her and I have been together for 800 days, not 799 from yesterday, but 800 days. There's 77 degrees, clear skies, blowing out to left field. Well, what do you think about that, Alice? I'm also looking for 1 or 2 ideas. Foul ball to right, strike 2. But that's right, guys. I pre-ordered Final Fantasy VIII for Thursdays and Fridays. Fly ball to right line. And he makes the catch, 1 away. Alice says, oh wait, you got the Hurricane too? By your living? No, I don't think so. Hurricane... What's the name of that hurricane, if you recall? Here comes the starting lineup for the Nationals offense. Brian Dozier batting .281. He leads the Nationals offense and steals with a number of 18. Kurt Suzuki batting .228 in game 2 of 3. Here comes Adam Eaton batting .205, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs to his credit. Well, I would say maybe that, but that would just be a guess. Says my love doesn't live too far from me. But yeah, Alice, question for you. You know how my love and I are looking for dance for the Idol next year? Well, guess what? But came out. My shop maker and I have been looking up a couple of good ideas. So her and I were actually at a friend's house last week, and
Yeah, James Kingsley will never
Took the time to put on a good performance to see which one we will be dancing to. You know, we have it narrowed down to 2. Ball 3. Let me know when you're ready. On deck, Anthony Redon batting .270 in game 2 of 3. Here comes the 3-1 by Firma. Fly ball to right center field. It picks up a block and it is gone. Solo shot to right center field. 6-1 by Anthony Redon. 382 feet. That's a Nationals strike first in game 2 of 3. It's 1-0 Nationals, top of the first with 1 out. Yeah, well, we have it narrowed down to 2. It's 50-50. Well, right now it's 1-0, right now it's 1-0, Men in Black. So the question is, Alice, you can be totally honest, because Bella and I love you. Here comes the third baseman, Anthony Redon. Against left-handed pitchers, has an average of .311, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs to his credit. Because, you know, it's down to the greatest, it's down to Men in Black or the Greatest Showman. So in your opinion, Alice, are you gonna go with the Greatest Showman to tie it up? Or are you gonna go with Men in Black? Oh shit. So will that be 2-0? So you don't stop right there. So you think the Greatest Showman will not have a shot? Fly ball to left center field in game 2 of 3. And he makes the catch 2 away for the Nationals offense. Here comes left fielder Juan Soto, batting .302, 6 home runs, 25 RBIs to his credit. Oh yeah, guys, on my work schedule today, from what I've been gazing on, I'll tell you in a minute. Ground ball to second. He gets it to first baseman, and the side is retired. Well, yeah, so far, that's what I've been thinking. Use the replay one more time, the solo shot to right. As we go to bottom of the first, Nationals up 1-0 in game 2 of 3. Coming to the mound for the Nationals defense, Patrick Corbin. Patrick Corbin making the 16th start of the season. 2-7 record. 3.64 ERA. He has given up 93 hits, guys. 33 walks and 85 strikeouts. Here comes designated hitter John Hicks. With the Tigers offense, has an average of .247, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs to his credit. We'll see how it plays out in game 2 of 3. Tigers won the first one 9-2. Beyond any particular reason why, Alice? I mean, I know Titanic and Phantom of the Opera will not be in competition much longer, but it looks of it. Cleveland Indians visiting the Orioles 1-0. I mean, I know that for sure, but I just think it's going to come down to these two. Swing and a miss, strike 2. John Hicks batting .290. Held down a little too long. Kansas City Royal. So we'll see. I mean, I'm just waiting for some of the others in the chat to see what they think. Ball 1. So far, I believe it's like 2-0 Men in Black. And he struck him out. He gives it to first baseman in time, 1 away. But you know, Alice, by the looks of it, I think Men in Black could try to win. But I highly don't know. It all depends. Here's the starting lineup for the Tigers offense. Miguel Cabrera batting .329. Samir Candelario batting .294. So far, the Tigers offense have an average of .279 on base percentage. Comes the shortstop Jordy Mercer. His last 7 games with the Tigers offense, he's 4 for 31 with an average of .129. His overall average with the Tigers offense is an average of .244. Here's the pitch by Corbin in game 2 of 3. Strike 1.
Well, that's a tough
Oh, by the way, Alice, did I tell you what game I'm going to be starting every Thursdays and Fridays? For this week, on the I Am a Creator Weekly schedule. Fly ball to straight center field in game 2 of 3, and he makes the catch. 2 outs for the Tigers offense. Atlanta Braves visiting the Metropolitans 2-0. Here comes the one and only Miguel Cabrera. 30, he has an average of 329, 30 in the American League for the Tigers offense. 7 home runs and 34 RBIs to his credit.
Batting average, without a doubt, the highest average and the best hitter on this team.
Well, yeah, guys, I put the pre-order for Final Fantasy VIII last night remake. So, what I did earlier this morning after I got a sour done, I decided, you know what? I'm thinking of a good solution. That's strike 2. So I'm like, you know what? I thought of a good solution. I thought of a good situation for Thursdays and Fridays every week. So apparently, I decided to do a good thing. I'll tell you in a minute. And he struck him out. And that's out number 3, and the side is retired. Game 2 of 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers offense. Game 2 of 3. So we go to the top of the second. That's when it was up 1-0. Due up for the Nationals offense, Matt Adams. With the Nationals offense, has an average of 207, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs to his credit. He's batting .255, 18 home runs, 47 RBIs. Here's the pitch by Firmer. Great 10-3 record. It's like swing, strike 1. But I don't know. I do know. But the good news is I did pre-order Final Fantasy VIII, so I'm gonna make this good announcement. Ball 1 to you guys in the chat and outside the chat. The I Am a Creator Weekly schedule. When we watch our videos in full, Ball 2, we like the videos, we tweet them out, we tweet out the videos, we sell them, and we add them to a playlist. Ground ball to right, gives it the first in time, 1 away. Game 2 of 3. And we leave a meaningful comment down below once we've done the rest. And guess what? Remember, we never ask anything back in return. Never ask for support back. Here's a defensive lineup for the Tigers offense. Sorty Mercer, Nick Castellanos, Mikey Montauk on the upper right wearing number 8. Kristen Stewart, Miguel Cabrera, and Grayson Grenier. Here comes Ryan Zimmerman, batting .278, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs to his credit. Game 2 of 3. But at least I'm hoping the connection continues to carry us through. But you know, Final Fantasy VIII Remake is going to play a great role for this week. But remember, I'm off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, so I don't know if I'm going to start the series premiere yet, not until Thursday. Which I might be with my top moderator this week. Ball 1. On studio, I'm not really sure. I have to see. I don't have the right toolkit to see if I'm going to spoil or not. Foul ball to right, strike 2. But don't think about it. But it looks good. That's my shot maker. Ball 2. Game 2 of 3. So today I go in 10:45 to 4:15, then off tomorrow, Wednesday, 12:36, and then you guys will get the series premiere this Thursday, part of Thursdays and Fridays every week, for Final Fantasy VIII Remake. Now, I'm not going to rule out that if it's going to outbeat the record with ground ball to left center field. And for game 2 of 3, that will be a double for the Nationals in game 2 of 3. Tigers won the first one 9-2, 8th double by Zimmerman. Hearing this one more time. But if you guys are excited for Final Fantasy VIII this week, of me doing the premiere, I'm going to be calling that, most likely. From a nods his head, here's the pitch. Strike 1. Brian Dozer batting 281, 10 home runs, 39 RBIs, and 18 stolen bases. Ground ball to third. He gives it to first baseman, and that's out number 2 for the Nationals offense. Here comes the catcher, Kurt Suzuki, batting 228, 9 home runs. Here comes Firmer again. Foul ball to the right, strike 1. But you know, guys, by the looks of it, I'm gonna have a good fun time with the cards. And if you're gonna capture great cards in Final Fantasy VIII, you gotta do what you're doing. You can't just mess up and lose any cards. And that would be a signal for the Nationals. But yeah, you cannot lose any cards, whether if it's covered with monsters. But the card game itself was my dad and I pretty much enjoying, even though it's kind of a tricky thing with the ruling. And it's actually called, I played this one card game on my phone. Howie Kendrick batting 333, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases in game 2 of 3. But yeah, the one game that I've been trying out is fly ball to left center field. And he makes the catch, and the side is retired. In game 2 of 3. Nationals leave a couple. As we go to bottom of the second, Nationals up 1-0 in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Tigers offense, 4th in the American League, Nick Castellanos, batting 323, 15 home runs, 41 RBIs to his credit. In game 2 of 3. But yeah, I am pretty excited. I'm going to be ready to go for, Oh, take your time, Alice. I'll be here. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1. But apparently, you know, I still think the Greatest Showman can battle back a little bit. Love and I still have plenty of time to practice until by the end of the first quarter. So, which I will be getting a couple other games as well. I'll tell you in a moment. Fly ball to straight center field. He picks up a block for game 2 of 3, and it is gone. Solo shot to straight center field. 60th home run by Nick Castellanos, 438 feet. As the Tigers even the score with the Nationals in game 2 of 3. It's 1-1, bottom of the second with no outs. Minnesota Twins visiting the White Sox, 1-0. Here's the replay one more time. Solo shot to straight center field. In game 2 of 3. Here comes the third baseman, Zamir Candelario. His last 4 games with the Tigers offense, 6-16 with an average of 375. So guys can see in the chat. But you know, in my opinion, I believe I'm gonna have a fun time with that. But yeah, back to what I said about the card game. The card game itself, that gets the rulings on Final Fantasy VIII and fireball to right center field, and that is a single for the Tigers in game 2 of 3. But yeah, the way the card game goes, you know, the rules are normal as the way you start out, but obviously, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's pretty much normal than any card game in this position. Here comes Nico Goodrum, batting 307, 11 home runs, 33 RBIs to his credit in game 2 of 3. But yeah, I'm gonna have a fun time every Thursdays and Fridays, guys. I am a Creative Weekly schedule. As that's deleted Monster Hunter World for Thursdays and Fridays, so Final Fantasy VIII can now take that spot by the time the pre-order download is ready to go. So I don't think I'm gonna do the premiere tomorrow because I am off tomorrow. You guys will get the premiere this Thursday. Every Thursdays and Fridays every week, starting this week. As a matter of fact. Corbin gifts signed. Here's a 2-0 count. Strike 1. And if you guys would love to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, guys, on the format, make sure you smash that like button, turn that notification bell if you guys haven't done the opportunity yet. Fly ball to right center field in game 2 of 3, and he makes the catch, one away. If anybody in the chat has a Facebook and a Twitter, I think I am a creator as we speak, to pay it forward and be rewarded. I recommend you guys, and I strongly suggest of the group itself, to tweet it out, share a comment, add it to a playlist, because as a lot of you guys know in the chat, the more we bring in, the more we all grow, win, continue to make a great difference out of love, peace, and respect, you know. And let people know that we are live, doing what we love to do best, going in, as I'm going into Final Fantasy VIII later this week. But do I think for 1 second it's going to be matching to the pair with Final Fantasy VII and Dragon Quest XI? Well, maybe. Depends how much time I'll take for the episodes. And that's strike 2. Kristen Stewart batting .228. Tiger staring at base runner first with 1 out. In game 2 of 3. Times the 0-2 count by Corbin. And he struck him out. And that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. Third strikeout by Patrick Corbin. And if you guys have any questions about the idol, type it in the chat. If you vote for Men in Black, vote Men in Black. If you vote for the Greatest Showman, vote for the Greatest Showman. Because my love and I put a good show on a friend's house last week. So we'll see what happens this week. I'm going to be pretty busy with Final Fantasy VIII. That I have to add. Maki Montauk is batting .209, 11 home runs, 27 RBIs to his credit in game 2 of 3. Assassin's Creed, I have to say what I'm going to do with that. But next week, not this week, but on September 13th, a week before I go down to DC, I will be getting Borderlands 3 for the PS4. Just to let you guys know ahead of time. So that'll be taking over Borderlands 2 every Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So you guys keep an eye on that for sure. You guys will be find it interesting. And he struck him out. He gives it to first baseman in time, and the side is retired. Game 2 of 3. Here's the replay one more time. Solo shot to the straight center field in game 2 of 3. As we go to top of the third, tie game 1-1 apiece. Game 2 of 3. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. Just pay it forward and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return. Just make sure there's no bad concerns. In game 2 of 3. Firmer sets the target and the pits. Strike 1. Michael Fulmer has a great 10-3 record for the Tigers defense. 96 miles an hour for the pit speed. 0-1 count by Fulmer. Ball 1.
Now you're seeing guys attack the philosophy more north-south. Just with launch angles and exit velocities.
Well, let me know what you guys think. I do have it side for 9 to side for the Cowboys ball too. I am thinking about doing black and white for Men in Black, because if my love and I do Men in Black, we're still gonna have plenty of recuperate. And he makes the catch, and that's the first out for the Nationals offense. Tigers won the first one 9-2. Here it is one more time. But if it came down to this, I would say the Greatest Showman can pretty much pass things up with Men in Black. Let's see how that favors. Foul ball to left, strike 1. Adam Eaton, he's 1 for 1 with a solo shot his first time in game 2 of 3. Firmer nods his head, here's the pits. And a bunt attempt. Foul ball, strike 2. Firmer looking for the out. Ball 1. But other than that, I also, oh yeah, the box office. I forgot to tell you what the box office looked over the weekend. I'll tell you in a moment. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for the Nationals offense. First strikeout by Michael Firmer. Michael Firmer has been really good with strikeouts for the Tigers defense. Atlanta Braves visiting the Metropolitans 2-1. And I'll get to that in a moment. I'm going to type in box office in the chat. Firmer sets the target in game 2 of 3 in the pits. Foul ball to right, strike 1. Anthony Redon is 0 for 1 with a flyout in the first.
Set to deliver the 0-1.
Ball 1. But okay, guys, here's the box office. So far, I'm not sure if there's been any good movies lately, but I do know foul ball to left, strike 2. But I do know one thing. There's one movie that got a 10 out of 10. Ground ball to left line. And that will be a single for the Nationals, game 2 of 3. But I do know one thing, there's one great movie, starring Queen Phoenix, and that would be the Joker. It was actually a 4-day weekend. So, we don't have new number 1, by the way, but the Joker did not get that yet. Ground ball to first. He gets it to first himself, and the side is retired. Game 2 of 3. Nationals leave 1. What's up, Lucky? How are you, buddy? As we go to bottom of the third, 1-1 tie game in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Tigers offense. Grayson Grenier batting .181. 6 home runs, 23 RBIs to his credit. Game 2 of 3. But what's going on, Lucky? How are you this morning? Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1. But yeah, tweet out the live stream, guys. Let people know that we are live, paying it forward, and being rewarded as much as we can gather. Never asking anything back in return. I'm also waiting for Alice to get a button to get her back in her. But Leon and I were talking about Alice last night. Ground ball to left. He gives it the first baseman in time, 1 away. Game 2 of 3. Here comes Don Hicks. Don Hicks is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. But it all depends. What do you guys think? If Lucky would have put a vote on The Greatest Showman or Men in Black, I would gratefully appreciate it. But yeah, so far the box office, guys, has not changed a thing. Good Boys is at number 2. The Lion King was down to 5 last week. Ball 2. The Lion King is at 3. Hans and Saw is at 4. Spider-Man jumped up 7 spots to number 8. By the looks of it. Toy Story 4 is up to 15. Ball 3. On deck, Jordy Mercer batting .243 in game 2 of 3. What else? After the Wedding, jumped up 6 to 21. With my love and I, won't be having that in a couple years. Ball 4, first walk by the Nationals. In game 2 of 3. Well, let me continue. Alain, I'm gonna be buying that later this week. Remember, I'm off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, so I'll be getting that by Thursday. Hopefully. Avengers Endgame is up to 35. As far as I know. Remember, Avengers Endgame saw $2.8 billion, surpassing Avatar, if you recall. I think it was last month. Jordy Mercer's 0 for 1. Cleveland sets the target. Fly ball to left center field. He picks up a block, and he makes the catch. 2 outs for the Tigers offense. Don Wick 3 moved up to 33. Here comes Miguel Cabrera. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. But yeah, so far, Angel Has Fallen has hold on to number 1 this week for the second consecutive time. Corbin gives sign and the pitch. Ball 1.
Trying to work that slider to the outer half, but it misses 1-0.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been hearing, okay. 81 miles per hour for the pitch speed, and the pitch break was 8 inches in game 2 of 3. Corbin ready to fire. Here's the 1-0 count. Strike 1, little outside the zone that time. Oh yeah, it's starring Daryl Butler. Yeah, Daryl Butler. Daryl Butler and Morgan Freeman. Okay, I see where that's going. Daryl Butler, I have seen him in a couple movies. I haven't seen any of his movies though. Strike 2. Miguel Cabrera's 0 for 1. He held that a little too long in game 2 of 3. But yeah, other than that, I haven't seen it, and he struck him out. And that's out number 3, and the side is retired. I mean, I've never seen the movie, by the way. If we go to top of the 4th, tie game 1-1 in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Nationals offense, Matt Adams. Matt Adams is 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second from the weekends and on the weekends. So, Final Fantasy VIII, I will be premiering that this Thursday on September 5th. Or I can do it tomorrow. It all depends what's going to be going on with my shot maker. So my top moderator, fireball to right center field. Principal block, and it's gone. Solo shot to right center field. 19-for-1 by Matt Adams, 366 feet, as the Tigers take the lead. It's 2-1, top of the 4th with no outs. Oh my goodness. Tigers won the first one 9-2. Here's the solo shot replay. But yeah, the opening weekend has been quite good for Angel Has Fallen. It stars Daryl Butler and Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman, I've seen him in some good movies. You guys can picture this in the chat. Shawshank Redemption 7. Ground ball to first. He gets it in, and that's the first out for the Nationals offense. Here comes the second baseman, Brian Dozer. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second. But yeah, Morgan Freeman, I've seen him in 7. Shawshank Redemption, ball 1. Olympus Has Fallen. He's also been in the movie with Scarlett Johansson. Strike 1. Game 2 of 3. Brian Dozer's 0 for 1. Yeah, as for Daryl Butler, I haven't seen any of his movies, especially The Gamer. Ground ball to center field, and that will be a single for the Nationals. Game 2 of 3. Braves visiting the Metropolitans 3-1. We got 1 in the hot seat, 2 likes. Can we get up to 4 guys in the chat? Kurt Suzuki's 1 for 1. Strike 1. Game 2 of 3. Strike 2. Kurt Suzuki's 1 for 1. But yeah, if you guys have seen Angel for Fallen or Angel Has Fallen, type it in the chat for any release. Because the Joker has been doing very well. It's on a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Then I have to add ball 2. In a series following the Fallen franchise.
Working for the punch out and the offering.
Foul ball behind the batter's box, strike 2. Comes the 2-2 by Firma. Ground ball to third. And a double play. Good play by the Tigers defense, and the side is retired. Here it is one more time, and that's it. Nationals leave 2. As we go to bottom of the 4th, Nationals up 2-1 in game 2 of 3. Here comes Nick Castellanos. He had a solo shot in the second. Tigers won the first one, 9-2. Here's the pitch by Corbin. Strike 1. We had Darryl Butler and Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is always getting up in AIDS. Tim Robbins, I believe he's getting up in AIDS as well. Fly ball to right center field. He picks up a block, and it will be a double for the Tigers in game 2 of 3.
Man, that's got the sting for the pitcher and his team.
30th double by Nick Castellanos.
Feeling good about themselves, looking for a shutdown inning.
Here it is one more time. But I'm not really sure if Lucky heard me. I'm not really sure. Tigers staring at base runner at second with no outs in game 2 of 3. Corbin sets the target, and the pitch. Strike 1.
As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 1 for 1 after a single this first time.
But you know, guys, it's good to see Alice back in it. It's good to see Alice back to the set, even though she's been real busy. Well, you know, like I said, Leon stopped by a couple days ago.
Comes set and the 0-1. Now
Foul ball to left, strike 2. But it's all good, you know, it's good preference. People will just want to take time away from YouTube and spend time with family, friends, anybody. That's part of your relationship, you know. That's what it takes. That's what it takes out of your hands, you know. You want to do whatever you love to do. That's plain and simple. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for the Tigers offense. 6th strikeout by Patrick Corbin. Here comes second baseman Nico Goodwin. He's 0 for 1 for a line out in the second. In game 2 of 3. So far we have 2 votes for Men in Black, none for the Greatest Showman.
First pitch coming, here it is.
Strike 1, little outside the zone that time, in game 2 of 3.
He's been pitching really well.
But I would love if the Greatest Showman would get a little bit of votes as well.
One of the big reasons why.
See how that goes this week.
Strike ratio. If he continues that, he might be
Fly ball to left center field, and that's the second out for the Tigers offense. And while the base runner from second goes to third, here comes Kristen Stewart. He's 0 for 1 for a strikeout in the second. Tigers staring at base runner at third with 2 outs in game 2 of 3. Oh, welcome back, Alice. What happened? Let me guess. Did you have a talk with Jasper? Or what happened? Kristen Stewart's 0 for 1 in game 2 of 3. Corbin sets the target. He nods his head. Here's the 0-1 count. Fly ball to right center field, and he gives it to first baseman, and the side is retired. But I'm not sure if Lucky would hear me.
They're down 2-1.
As Tigers leave 1, as we go to top of the 5th, Nationals up 2-1 in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Nationals offense. Howard Kendrick is 0 for 1. Here comes a 10-3 record. Michael Firmer, ball 1. Hold on, I'll read the chat once again in a moment. Strike 1. Alice says in the chat, I gotta do some washing before it gets getting dark. But yeah, what are your thoughts? But Alice, what are your thoughts of me starting Final Fantasy VIII this week? But just to let you know in the chat, and he struck him out, and that's the first out for the Nationals offense. Second strikeout by Michael Firmer. But yeah, Alice, what are your thoughts about Final Fantasy VIII this week? Since I'm going to be premiering that every Thursdays and Fridays. But remember, I deleted Monster Hunter World to have Final Fantasy VIII take over that spot. Remember, I made the pre-order. For Final Fantasy VIII last night, since I got off at 8. So let me know what your thoughts on that. Trey Turner has flown out and lined out in Game 2 of 3. So yeah, like I said, I will be starting that this Thursday. Ground ball 30 makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Nationals offense. And once you know, guys, like I said, it's not going to be a bad idea. And Amin is 1 for 2 with solo shot in the first. I said, what was that question, perhaps? Oh yeah, is there any particular reason why you're still going with Men in Black? Not giving the Greatest Showman any hopes on that? Let me know in the chat. As we go to bottom of the 5th, Nationals up 2-1 in Game 2 of 3. Miami Marlins hosting the Phillies 3-0.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Tigers manager Ron Gardenhire during the break about the team's offensive performance so far. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said their pitch
let me know what your thoughts on that. About that, Alice. Remember, Bella and I love you. Love you no matter what happens. When it gets to that in general. Here comes Maki Montauk. He's 0 for 1 with strikeout in the second in Game 2 of 3. So far, the connection has been up and down, has not been cranky or ejected or anything. Ball 1. So far, the Nationals have only given up 1 walk. Strike 1.
The bender there, but it's in for a called strike. Swung on and missed.
Strike 2. Hold on a second. Ball 2. Because it's cool, not too romance, and not too action. Beautiful music, right? I mean, do you think the Greatest Showman deserves a shot for the idol next year, or not really?
Into the windup, here comes the 2-2 pitch.
Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for the Tigers offense. 7 strikeout by Patrick Corbin.
No, he was trying to go yard. 2 strikes or not. Kind of looks bad.
So do you think, Allison, and as Edward Collin, aka ZD, so you don't think the Greatest Showman will have a shot? Grayson Grenier is 0 for 1 with ground out in the 3rd. Yeah, same here, you know. My top moderator, like I said, she'll be up around 8:30. But it all depends what's going to be going from now. But as I pointed out earlier, Alice, what do you think about Final Fantasy VIII for this week? Strike 1. Grayson Grenier is 0 for 1. Remember, I will be premiering Final Fantasy VIII Remake this Thursday, every Thursdays and Fridays. Ground ball to second. He gives it the first 2 away. Your thoughts on that, Alice? I mean, have you seen the trailer for Final Fantasy VIII the last couple weeks? Don Hicks is 0 for 1 with a walk in the 3rd. But yeah, for Monster Hunter World, I didn't barely play it, but I only did 2 episodes. Even though I didn't do... Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh. If I would recommend, as one of my top moderators, Alice, in the chat, I would have you research Final Fantasy VIII Remake, so I can show you what I'm looking at. What you're looking at as we speak. Because that'll be premiering later this week, for sure. Ground ball to left, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. Oh, you left a comment? That's pretty good. Pretty good. As we go to top of the 6th, Nationals up 2-1 in Game 2 of 3. So Alice, what's been making you busy this week? Anything? Because I know Leon's been busy with his grandma. Here comes Anthony Redon. He's 1 for 2 by a single in the third. In game 2 of 3, excuse me. I almost said number 1.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Here's the pitch by Firma. Strike 1.
Taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
You know, you look at this hitter, he doesn't care about being down 0-1. He doesn't care about having 2 strikes.
But
He's got the utmost
his grandma got, he was pretty, he pretty much was taking care of his grandma this week. That's pretty much the reason why he has to stop by in the set. But he gives it the first one away. Kansas City Royals visiting the Blue Jays 5-1. He comes left fielder Juan Soto. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. But yeah, Alex, Leon was trying to see if you were to get your ass in the set. And pretty much, that was earlier this week, if I'm correct. He gave and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Here comes Matt Adams. He's 1 for 2 with solo shot in the 4th. I'll reread the chat in just a moment. Furman nods his head. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Alice says in the chat, I have been exhausted from work and I needed to take a break from social and will stay relaxed. Sleep as much as I can. That's good. So, have you been working on anything this week? Since the last time you pretty much came in the chat, or anything really? Ball 2.
Outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. Low scoring game thus far. 2-1 here.
2-1 count by Firma, 10-3 record.
That's it to
ground ball to left.
Another 1-2-3 inning.
He gives it to first baseman in time, and the side is retired. Game 2 of 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Nationals offense. As we go to bottom of the 6th. Nationals holding on to a 2-1 lead. In game 2 of 3. Here comes the Tigers offense. Jordy Mercer is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Alice in the chat says, but I enjoyed the live set too. But if I jumped into YouTube, you know, I gotta respond to a lot of videos my friends uploaded. Hope Leon's grandma is fine. I'm pretty sure his grandma is doing quite fine as well. But you know, it all depends.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
But yeah, based on Final Fantasy VIII Remake, I made a great opportunity to make that pre-order last night. So do you think, Alice, do you think it will be playing a great spot to put the pressure on Dragon Quest XI's record and Final Fantasy VII's record by any chance? 3-0 count by Corbin. Strike 1. But yeah, the all-time records for RPGs that I've done, I'll tell you in a minute. 3-1 count. Foul ball to right. Strike 2. 1. Is there a reason why you're still typing 1? Ball 4, second walk by the Nationals. In game 2 of 3. I mean, is there any particular reason? Not that right. I mean, here comes Miguel Cabrera. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in game 2 of 3. But Alice, back to the situation in hand. Do you think Final Fantasy VIII will play a big part of a Monster Hunter World for Thursdays and Fridays by any chance? What do you think? Because I know, like I said, the 2 all-time records for the 2 RPGs that I've done over the years, even though I haven't fully completed Dragon Quest XI, after I traded in the GameStop almost a month ago, I still beat the crap out of Morrigan and the Lord of Shadows, you know. But I'll tell you more in a moment. 1-0 count by Corbin. Ball 2. Oh, it sounds fine, right? But you look at the 2. I mean, if you want to talk about the 2 records, look at this. Final Fantasy VII, but thanks to me, Martin McCarthy, and I don't know what Pars is, after 69 episodes. And then Dragon Quest XI recently. Guess how many episodes? Type it in the chat how many episodes I've done it. It's almost fully completed. You can tell me, Alice. 2-1 count by Corbin. 5 ball to right.
toward right center.
And that will be, he picks up a block, and in game 2 of 3, that will be an RBI double. As the Tigers even the score with the Nationals in game 2 of 3. It's 2-2 tie game, bottom of the 6th with no outs. Here it is one more time. Not 15. 78. 78. I did I completed the 2 acts, but I never got started with Act 3. I never got started with Act 3. Because when I traded in Dragon Quest 11 at GameStop in the past, the one that rung me up was Colt. Nick Castellanos was 2 for 2 for home run and a double in game 2 of 3. But yeah, I stopped Dragon Quest 11 after 78 episodes. Based on that, I just couldn't do it. I mean, I beat the last 2, but I didn't beat the official final boss though. At the Nationals bullpen, Kyoto Glover and Wonder Suro. But I just couldn't start Act 3. I mean, I didn't want to start that particular reason, you know. Strike 2. Nick Castellanos is 2 for 2 in game 2 of 3. But you get what I'm getting at, Alice. 6 inches for the pitch break and 84 miles an hour for the pitch speed. Corbin sets the target. And here's the 2-2 in game 2 of 3. Swing and a miss. And that's the first out for the Tigers offense. But you know, how many, I just gotta ask you, Alice. 8 strikeout by Patrick Corbin. But I just gotta ask you real quick. How many episodes do you think would it take to get all the DFs, all the side quests, and completing the, getting all the DFs? And would you be able to help me with the full walkthrough? Because I could use a lot of help from you guys in the chat. Demir Candelario's 1 for 2 with single in the second. Because I could use a lot of help from you guys with Final Fantasy VIII. But the most part that I need help with is the DFs. The DFs. Like most of the DFs, like say the final 6, I really need help with. If that would be okay with you, Alice. If you would be one of them to help me. Tigers staring at base runner second with 1 out in game 2 of 3. Here's the pitch by Corbin, 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Zamir Candelario's 1 for 2. But yeah, 78 for Dragon Quest 11. As a matter of fact, but I don't see myself going back to. I don't see going back to Dragon Quest 11 would be not a good idea. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. 9th strikeout by Patrick Corbin. Game 2 of 3. Tigers won the first one 9-2.
They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
But let me know what you think, Alice. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1. Remember, guys, just pay it forward and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return. Nico Goodwin's 0 for 2 for line out in the 4th. The 0-1 count by Patrick Corbin. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. From the weekends and on the weekends. Here it is one more time. In game 2 of 3. As we go to top of the 7th, 2-2 tie game in game 2 of 3. Remember, guys, if you have any questions about Final Fantasy VIII Remake premiering this week, you guys will be getting that this Thursday. It'll be every Thursdays and Fridays every week. And then, yeah, it was 78 episodes for Dragon Quest 11. I just don't know if it's going to be in between 78 and 69.
And even though
But
some
it'll
of those
take
have resulted in
us.
hits,
I'm gonna
he
take
says
as long
it's
as I
that
can
kind of
for Final Fantasy
consistent
VIII
contact
this year.
that leads to W's
Do
in
one for the
advantage.
Nationals offense. Ryan Zimmerman. He's 1 for 2 with a double in the second. And remember, and tell you something else, guys. Remember, I'm gonna be buying Borderlands 3 soon, by September 13th, and I know where that game's gonna go. It'll take over. Remember, Borderlands 3 will be taking over Borderlands 2 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, starting September 13th. Strike one. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. I do know Borderlands 3 is going to be playing a hell of a big part, you know, coming out of 2K Gaming. But I am pretty excited for that game too. Foul ball to right, strike two. Whereas a lot of you guys understand how much the hype Borderlands 3 is going to be having on the I Am a Creator Week with schedule. And he struck him out, and that's the first step for the Nationals offense. Third strikeout by Michael Firmer. He still has a tremendous 10-3 record with the Tigers defense this season. Firmer sets the target and the pits in game 2 of 3. Strike one. Brian Doze is 1 for 2 for single in the fourth. The record between Dozo and Firmer, he's 4 for 6 with a double, I believe.
On its way is pitch number 75.
Foul ball to right, strike two. Well, let me know what you guys think in the chat. Type 1 in the chat if you guys are here of the I Am a Creator Community Week with schedule. He gives it the first, and that's out number 2 for the Nationals offense in game 2 of 3. Here comes Kurt Suzuki. He's 1 for 2 for single in the second. What happened again, Alice? Any ideas? Let me guess. Have you been taking out my love and nice daughter, Renesmee, or from what I've been hearing is, hopefully Renesmee did not imprint on Jacob or anything. Ground ball to left. He gives it to first baseman, and the side is retired. Philadelphia Phillies visiting the Marlins 4-3. As we go to bottom of the 7th in game 2 of 3, guys, in the chat. 2-2 apiece. Tie game. Yeah, Renesmee. Yeah, my love was actually asking about that, I think a little while back. Kristen Stewart's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Chicago Cubs visiting the Reds 1-0. Here's the pitch by Corbin. Ball 1. Game 2 of 3. So remember, guys, I go in 10:45 to 4:15. Then I'm off tomorrow. Listen, you guys will be getting tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Tuesday. You guys will get a new episode of Borderlands 2. Wednesday. I don't think it'd be a bad idea. My love and I are still taking our time. Fly ball to left center field. Picks up a block, and he makes the catch. 1 away. But it all depends, Alice. It all depends how that's going to go. Maki Montauk is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. If Leon were to get his ass in here, too, it wouldn't be a bad idea after all. Ball 1. But yeah, like I said, my love and I would have to think about that. Ball 2. But we'll see what happens. Strike 1. Yeah, it all depends. I mean, C's my shot maker.
Now the 2-1.
I mean, C's the current shot maker right now. Fly ball to right line, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. Game 2 of 3. Here comes Grayson Grenier. Grayson Grenier is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Game 2 of 3.
First pitch coming, here it is.
But if it came down to it, Alice,
Right there for strike 1.
I'm gonna have 1 boy and 1 girl. Really? How? It all depends. Fly ball to right line again, and He makes the catch, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go to Tigers offense. As we go to top of the 8th, tie game, 2 runs apiece in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Nationals offense, Howie Kendrick. He has struck out and he has flown out in game 2 of 3. Tigers won the first one 9-2. Firmer nods his head and the pits. But yeah, Alice, in game 2 of 3, the attendance record is 33,580. In the middle of your screen. Foul ball to right, strike 1.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Starts to
It's like swing, strike 2.
This is strike 2 anyway.
Firmer looking for the out, 10-3 record, and the pits. Ball 1. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VIII premiering this week? Please tell me, Alice, as one of my top moderators, if you're planning on helping me, as much as you can. If you stop by in the chat, most likely.
The 2-2 one more time.
Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for the Nationals offense. 4th strikeout by Michael Firmer. He still has that 10-3 impressive record. Here comes Trey Turner. He's 0 for 3 with a line out in the 5th. Well, I'm doing the spectating, by the way. Here's the pitch by Firmer. Bunt attempt to left. He gives it to first baseman, and that's the 2nd out for the Nationals offense. Here comes Adam Eden. He's 1 for 3 for solo shot in the 1st. Firmer nods his head. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, 11 and I are still taking our time. Looking forward to it. See what's missing me for the last couple of days over the weekend. But, I didn't get off till 8 o'clock last night. Foul ball to left, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. Miami Marlins hosting the Phillies 7-7. As we go to bottom of the 8th, 2-2 apiece, game 2 of 3. Coming to the mound for the Nationals defense, guys. Same with a few hours. Coda Glover. He gets 46th game of the season. Here comes Don Hicks. He's 0 for 2 with a walk in the 3rd. But it all depends. I just think basically it wouldn't be a bad idea if it came down to it, but how many episodes, but yeah, like I said, Alex, how many episodes do you think Final Fantasy VIII will be getting? If I complete the ZFs, with my Final Fantasy VIII walkthrough, so we surpassed the 1 hour limit, but I'm going to be bringing the walkthrough. I'm not going to do a fucking blind play for that. Ball 2, for every Thursdays and Fridays. But, I will say this, I'm going to get much further this time. Even though I came pretty close when I was a kid of beating Final Fantasy VIII with my dad's help. But I'm gonna have a big opportunity. I'm gonna have a big opportunity this year. Because by the time I buy Borderlands 3 on September 13th for the PS4, that's on a Friday, I'm gonna be busy with that as well. For Tuesdays and Wednesdays, starting on the 13th. And that's strike 2. Glover ready to set the target. Swing and a miss. That's the 1st out for the Tigers offense. Patrick Corbin has given up 4 hits, 2 walks and 9 strikeouts, 88 pitches with the Nationals, with the Nationals defense.
He pitched awfully well in this one. As of right now, he's in line for a no decision.
Here comes Jordy Mercer. He's 0 for 2. But some guys, it won't be a problem if it came down to it.
Good slider there, but laid off and called the ball low.
Strike 1 in game 2 of 3. Jordy Mercer's 0 for 2 in game 2 of 3. But I'm just spectating. Foul ball to right, strike 2.
And now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes.
Hit speed was 60 miles per hour. Ball 2.
That misses 2-2.
Nationals have given up 2 walks. But I'm hoping to get a lot of help from you guys, Alice, for Final Fantasy VIII with the ZFs. Ball 3. On deck, Miguel Cabrera batting .329 in game 2 of 3.
It seems like they always come back to bite you.
Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. But I don't think it'd be a huge mistake or anything. Final Fantasy VIII, you know, I'll be having a big part with it, you know. I mean, starting, remember, Final Fantasy VIII, I'm all prepared and ready to go to start it from scratch. Miguel Cabrera's 1 for 3 with a double. But I haven't, remember guys, I haven't played Final Fantasy VIII in a while. Since my dad gave me the hopes up, gave me the big announcement for Final Fantasy VIII a little while ago. So I'm all prepared and ready to go for it, and you know, fly ball to right and foul ball, strike 2.
And no one will track it down.
Ball 1.
There, but it's 1-2.
Miguel Cabrera's 1 for 3 in the tap, guys, in game 2 of 3.
Throw the El Cambio up there. Hasn't seen it yet, and I think he's set up for it right here.
The 1 and 2 count by Glover. Ball 2. If you guys are still in the chat, we have 2 people in the hot seat. We got 2 likes. Type 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Ball 3. On deck, Nick Castellanos batting .326.
Couldn't get him to bite on it again, so the count's gone from 0-2 to 3-2.
The payoff pitch.
Ball 4. Third walk by the Nationals. Okay, I wasn't sure what you were doing, Alice. But yeah, what are your thoughts of me as JD, as Edward, on my love's behalf going into Final Fantasy VIII this week? Your thoughts on that? Like I said, I'm going to be real busy with Borderlands 3 as well. After I pick it up on September 13th. That'll be on a Friday. Strike 1. Nick Castellanos is 2 for 3 in the set in game 2 of 3. Like I said, it's gonna be pretty good for. You're about to crash? What? You're about to crash. How much work did you do today? Any ideas? I mean, I know you were doing some laundry, I believe. If I'm correct.
He's got aggressive things on his mind.
Ball 1. Nationals have given up 3 walks in game 2 of 3.
I think if he executes that pitch on the corner instead of off of it, he probably gets some pretty weak.
Wait a minute, did you do any laundry this morning, or what were you doing? Oh, falling asleep. Ah, man. Well, what time did you get up this morning? Swing and a miss. And that's the 3rd out, and the side is retired. And the side is retired in game 2 of 3. As we go to top of the 9th, tie game, 2-2 apiece in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Nationals offense, Anthony Redon is 1 for 3 for single in the 3rd. Fermo's still on the mound, 10-3 record, and the target. Fly ball to left center field, and he makes the catch, 1 away. Well, for me, Alice, I've been up since 6:30. 6:30 after grabbing a damn sour, you know. But it's not bad. Let's the replay one more time. We have the idea. So Alice, like I said earlier, Juan Soto is 0 for 3 with a flyout in the 6th. Alice in the chat says it's 6:56 p.m. here. It's been a long day for me. I woke up at 4:40 in the morning. Okay, what the hell were you doing around 4:40?
Well hit the other
Any
way.
ideas?
Into the gap.
Fly ball to left center field
Around first. He's
in game 2 of 3, and that will be
pumping. He's
in game 2
hustling
of
for
3. That will be a triple for the Nationals.
It's a triple, and the go-ahead run is at third with only one
Check it out
out.
one more time. In game 2 of 3 from the weekends and on the weekends.
He's in the dugout wishing that triple would have come when some guys were on base. They've left a lot of guys out there in this one. We'll see if this
Here's the
team-
pitch by Firma.
Here's Matt Adams next.
Strike one.
As he takes a called strike on the black. It's
Matt
0-1.
Adams is 1 for 3
Well, this is a strikeout situation.
in game
It's
2 of
also a
3.
ground ball situation.
But yeah, what were you doing after 4:40 in the morning?
Zone, trying to prevent the hitter from getting the ball up in the air.
Fly ball to left, and that will be a double. Number 10 for Matt Adams as the Nationals take the lead. It's now 3-2 Nationals, top of the 9th with 1 out in game 2 of 3. Oh my goodness. Here's the pitch by Firma. Ground ball to straight center field,
And that's in there. Base hit.
and that will be a single for the Nationals.
And the runner from second
Philadelphia
stays
Phillies
at third, so
visiting the
the Phillies
Marlins
are
10-8.
now with one away.
Atlanta Braves visiting the Metropolitans 5-4. But yeah, type it in the chat if you can, Alice. Edwards right here. Here comes Firma again.
Stepping in now.
Strike 1. Chicago Cubs visiting the Reds 2-0.
Fastball here, no
Brian
balls
Doze is 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th.
Runners are at first and third, one away.
Ball 1.
Fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now.
He's certainly giving up plenty of hits in this one, but the funny thing is he hasn't walked anyone yet. That tells
But yeah,
me he's
type it in the
throwing
chat real
strikes,
quick,
but he's
Alice.
just not throwing enough quality strikes.
Foul ball behind the batter's box. Strike 2.
The 1-2.
Ball 2.
Ball number 2.
I woke up my accident. I couldn't get back to sleep till about 6. Then I got to leave for work, and I worked until last 2 hours. I left. Oh my goodness. So how you holding up?
This is hit.
How you holding up after the day?
Stewart is in for
And he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Nationals offense. Well, the base runner from third goes to home.
third scores to give him a
It's now 4-2 Nationals, top of the 9th with 2 outs in game 2 of 3.
For that insurance run late in the game.
Well, you can't go wrong with that, Alice. You can't go wrong with that.
Into the late innings.
But if it's hot, cold, or normal, it doesn't matter, you know. As the Tigers defense are going to be putting somebody else in, they will be bringing in. Here comes the manager of the Tigers team coming to the mound in game 2 of 3. And that'll be it for Michael Firma.
2 outs here in the 9th after a fine outing, but he does stand to be the loser in this one, barring a bottom of the 9th inning miracle comeback.
In game 2 of 3.
Victor Alcantara.
Coming to the mound for the Tigers defense, Victor Alcantara. I think it's 22nd game of the season, 1-3 record, 3.38 ERA, and 46 strikeouts to his resume. Alcantara gets signed. Here's the first pitch to him. Foul ball to right, strike 1.
He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
Kurt Suzuki's 1 for 3 with a single in the 2nd. But yeah, one of the stockmen is actually getting more hours in the mornings, if you recall. Foul ball to right again, strike 2. I'll tell you in a moment.
Nothing in 2 count, and the
Ball
pitch.
1. I'm always at work about 9 to 11 hours a day. Oh my goodness. You know, you see, I can't do 11 hours. I can't do that. I can't do that on the court schedule because I would be pretty tired, and that would mess up my Social Security.
Zimmerman leads off first
That would
with
mess
a
something
pair of
up.
outs in the inning. Heading
Fly
out
ball to
towards
right
right,
again,
Castellanos.
and that will be a single for the Nationals in game 2 of 3.
But he gets back in
But yeah, if I were to do better than 30 or 35 on that court schedule every week, Alice, my I would lose my Social Security, most likely.
standing in now. Howie
Ground ball to second. He gives it to second, and the side is retired. In game 2 of 3. Nationals leave a few extra as we go to bottom of the 9th in game 2 of 3. Nationals holding on to a 4-2 lead. Coming to the mound for the Nationals defense, Sean Doolittle. He gets 38th game of the season, 2-5 record, 21 saves, ERA of 2.57, and 38 strikeouts. Here comes Javier Candelario looking to put some distance with the Tigers offense. He's singled in the second. He's 1 for 3. Alice in the chat says, me neither, but during a day I can take a break for an hour. How many breaks are you allowed if you're working 11 hours? I mean, do you get 2 15s and a lunch break, or do you get 3 breaks? I don't recall. But type it in the chat, Alice. And I want to know. I want to know if you're going to be one of my moderators that's going to help me for Final Fantasy VIII this week. I mean, every week. If it's almost a possibility. Here comes the 2-0 count. Strike 1. Texas Rangers visiting the Rays 3-2. Well, let me know what you think, Alice, at this point. Like I said, my ass doesn't have to be clocked in for work till around 9:45 this morning. So it's all good. Then I'm off tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday for Final Fantasy VIII. And they pop up to home base. And he makes the catch, 1 away. The league leaders for saves, Kenley Jansen's at 28, Brandon Mills at 21, R.G. Bradley is at 20, Andrew Miller's at 25, and Iglesias is at 24. He goes Nico Goodrum, he's 0 for 3, with a line out in the 6th. Alice in the chat says, one hour allowed by lunch break, but if I've done my work, I can do whatever I want, like listen to music or chit-chat. Etc. That's not bad. Strike 1. What kind of work do I do? Well, as stockman, there's about, not 5, but 6 stockmen that does... 6 stockmen? There was like 5 stockmen yesterday. You know, I worked from 11 to 8. This one guy by the name of Calvin, he didn't work 10 to 7. Guess what? Guess what, Alice? He worked from 10 to 9 last night. 10 to 9. 11 hours competitively. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. Time is running out for the Tigers offense in game 2 of 3. No, Stockman. It's pronounced as S-T-O-C-K-M-A-N. You know how at Walmart, Stockman, between both lots of the carts. Think about it, Alice. So yeah, 10 to 9 he worked this morning. Yesterday. Last stands for the Tigers offense. Kristen Stewart, 0 for 3, with a flyout in the 7th. Tigers won the first one 9-2. The 0-1 count by Doolittle.
The 0-1.
Ball 1.
This is wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you guys have any questions, guys, tweet out the live stream. Let people know that we are live and paying it forward and being rewarded. Ground ball to third, and game 2 of 3, he gives it the first. And the Nationals take game 2. The Tigers go down to 34-47 as we speak, as the Nationals hold on to win game 2, 4-2. Tigers won. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, there's actually 6 of us stockmen as we speak instead of 7, because the 7th one got fired after 3 weeks with a no-sell, I believe. Nationals go on to win 4-2. The Tigers are down to 34-47 this season. In game 2 of 3, Nationals had 10 hits. Tigers had 4 hits. Well, it was quite close when the Tigers won the first one. No, Bella was actually sopping. You know, my love sops with staff when I'm on the clock, or pretty much going into the pack. Perhaps if they go to a different Walmart to go for sopping on that. But, you know, you pretty much have a serious anybody has a good serious condition. But what I've been hearing from Calvin, Alice, is since he's been getting more hours in the mornings, he's going to be doing 11-hour shifts. 11-hour shifts. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't do them. I can't do that. I mean, if I did, I'd be absolutely fucking tired, and my eyes would be itching most of the time. But, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm like 10 to 9, 11 hours straight. That's easier way to make the money. You know, you pretty much got to know what you're doing to make that kind of cash. As we simulate the other scores, see what's double A. Yeah, it could be dead, but yeah, as long as you know what you're doing, you'll be fine. So we double check the scores.
Sunday morning, welcome to Inside the Show. In the AL
The Cleveland Indians going up 35-47 over the Orioles, down to 28-56. 3-1 with 5 hits. Bauer with his 5th win. Otero was 12th save of the season for the Indians. Kansas City Royals going up to 45-38 over the Blue Jays, down to 44-39. 5-1 with 10 hits. Duffy with his 4th win. Excuse me. Yeah, you pretty much die. That would be my guess. But if people stay hydrated, you see, if people stay hydrated, Alice, if people stay hydrated with water, everybody's going to be just fine to be alive, you know. That's the point. That's the point, I'm telling you. You know, I mean, if it came down to it, I mean, if I did 10 to 9, or if I did 2 to 12, I would be sick. I would be sick. That's going to happen, you know. But you get the idea what I'm getting at this point. Texas Rangers going up 39-44. Over the Rays, down to 41-43. 3-2 with 5 hits and 1 error. Len with his 3rd win. Carrier with his 2nd save of the season. Philadelphia Phillies going up to 48-36 over the Marlins, 10-8. 15 hits and 1 error. Dominguez with his 4th win. Robinson with his 19th save of the season. Atlanta Braves going up to 39-46, sending the Metropolitans down to 37-48. 5-4 with 8 hits. Keep going in the chat if you want to talk about Final Fantasy VIII Remake, Alice. Go right ahead. Anybody in the chat can talk about it, because I could use a lot of walkthrough and plenty of help. Remember, it's going to be coming out of pre-order tomorrow, but I pre-ordered that son of a bitch yesterday. So it's good to go over Monster Hunter World. 5-4 with 8 hits. So it'll be all good. Beto with his 3rd win. Minto with his 17th save of the season. Chicago Cubs going up to 51-32. Shut out the Reds. Down to 50-31. 2-0 with 4 hits. Jose Quinta with 6th win. Brandon Mel with his 21st save of the season. Chicago White Sox going up to 45-37, sending the Twins down to 40-42, 2-1 with 7 hits. Bomber with his 4th win of the season. New York Yankees going up to 45-38 over the Red Sox, down to 50-34, 6-2 with 14 hits. Montgomery with his 4th win. Bettens with his 2nd save of the season. Seattle Mariners going up to 37-50, shut down the Astros, down to 49-35, 3-2 with 4 hits and 1 error. Ross Cup with a 2nd win. Strickland with 13th save of the season. Milwaukee Brewers going up to 37-46 over the Pirates, 6-3, 7 hits and 1 error. Davies with his 3rd win. Fields with his very first save of the season. The Dodgers going up to 47-38, even the score with the Rockies, down to 47-38. 4-1 with 7 hits. Floro with his 2nd win. Jansen with his 20th save of the season. The Giants going up to 38-46 over the Diamondbacks, 8-2 with 15 hits. Samardzija with his 4th win of the season. The Oakland Athletics going up to 48-37 over the Angels, 4-1 with 10 hits. Marco Estrada with his 8th win. trending with his 24th save of the season. And the Cardinals. The Cardinals going up to 44-38 over the Padres down to 34-48. 13-4 with 15 hits and 3 errors. Martinez with his 7th win of the season. So the Tigers are back in the winning column of the season. The Tigers are 34-47 this season. They got one more game with the Nationals, and then they will be at Chicago to take on the White Sox. Now remember, guys, I am off the 13th and 14th next week. So you guys, like I said, every Thursdays and Fridays, starting Thursday and Friday this week, I'm off those 2 days. You guys will be getting the series premiere on Final Fantasy VIII Remake, and then a new episode after that. That will be in the mornings. But I'm not sure if I'm going to go with $10 an hour if I do that son of a bitch. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. But maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens. But love comes first. The same with my sock maker. But we'll see what happens. As we double check the standings. The Detroit Tigers are back in last, going down to 34-47. As they're only a half game behind the Indians. Getting 2 wins in a row, going up 35-47. The Royals got a win with a half game behind the White Sox, a winning percentage of .549 for the White Sox, going up to 45-37. As they only won 2 games out of the last 10. So a couple of teams have woken up in the American League Central. The Astros, by the way, are still falling apart, losing 4 games, going down to 49-35, with winning percentage of .583 with that 49-35 record. But they are a game and a half over the Athletics. Mariners have won 2 games, going up to 37-50, as the Mariners are 4 games behind the Rangers. We'll see how that participates as well, regardless for anything. As we look at the American League wildcard race, Athletics, Royals, Yankees, Blues, Angels, Bottom list, Orioles, Tigers, Mariners, Indians, Rangers, Twins. There's still a lot of time for the Tigers, and some of the others catch up a bit more. The Phillies they also wake up with their eyes checked, going up to 48-36. I think they've got a game and a half over the Nationals, going up to 46-37. 2 wins in a row for the Braves, up to 39-46. And a 2-game skid for the Metropolitans, going down to 37-48, with a lot of games to be played during the All-Star game. The Chicago Cubs, going up to 51-32, with 3 wins in a row. Winning percentage of .614. The Reds, within 2 games, down to 50-31, winning percentage of .617. The Brewers coming out of Milwaukee, going up to 37-46, as it's heating up a bit more. They won 6 games out of the last 10. The Brewers will continue the distance with 3 wins. Same with the Cubs. Depending if something good happens with the Cincinnati Reds to erase that 2-game deficit. And the Cardinals get a win, going up to 44-38 in the National League Central. The Rockies have been falling apart often, going down to 47-38. But the good news for the Dodgers, they won 3 games. As both teams, the Dodgers and the Rockies, have a record of 47-38 in the National League West from the weekends and on the weekends, guys. By the looks of it right now. The Dodgers are looking to retake that lead and continue their 3-winning streak. Taking on, looking to surpass the Colorado Rockies, see how that plans out. And the Giants with a win, going up 35-48. As you guys can see in the middle of your screen. As we look at the National League wildcard race, Reds, Dodgers, Nationals, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Braves, Padres, Giants, Mets, Brewers, Marlins, and the Pirates. As it's been double checked. Now, as I said earlier, the Yankees were going to put a little bit of pressure on the Red Sox, and they're doing just that. Red Sox got a loss down to 50-34. as the Red Sox are 4.5 games over the Yankees. But the Yankees have caught the game lead of the Red Sox as they won 3 games, going up to 45 and 38 of the season, winning 6 games out of the last 10. But the Orioles, outs, the Orioles are like, outs, let go of my arm, you know? Hold on a second. I'll read the chat once, real quick. Alice in the chat says I could only sleep a few hours a day when I was in my 20s. Well, once I turned 30s, I need 6+. Otherwise, I could get sick. Alice says I might can't join you this week, but if you don't see me, jump in, please no. Anything I can do to help, Alice. My love and I are here for you. Remember, it's been 800 days, not 799 from yesterday. It's been a record of 800 days, 800. 800 days that my love and I have been together. I'm gonna tell you, you know. Even though I'm off at 4:15, my love has something going on with a couple of her family members tonight. Since I'm on, 800 days. Her and I are still planning on getting married in a couple years, but between you and I, Alice, I gotta ask you something. That's between you and I. But if the other creators in the chat want to talk about it, that's okay. Alice, question for you. Well, Love and I were talking some business last week. We were talking some business on the way to the gas station last week. You know how the couple of deals on the specific days that are coming up, like say the day after Thanksgiving and this month, this year in November. You know what type of day Friday is? Think about it. What is the special day that happens on Friday? It starts with the B. And also, my love's birthday is coming up by next year as well, by January 4th. She's going to be 33. So I'll give you a hint. What happens with a lot of people that go in the stores on a Friday? Remember, it happens, anniversary? No, it starts with the B. What kind of color that starts with the B? It's not blue. And it's attached to Friday. Well, my love and I's anniversary won't be until next year, if I'm correct. It'll be over 1,100 plus days, if I'm correct. But think about it, it starts with the B. Type it in the chat. But the Orioles have lost 9 games. It starts with the B, and it ends with K. It's not blue. It's not even fucking brown either. Think about it. It's a dark color. It's a dark color. As the Orioles are down to 28 and 56 of the season. 13 games behind the Rays. Something could expect, but the Yankees are looking to continue the 3 wins as well. To cut the Red Sox and put the pressure on them. Yeah, dark color, yeah. Remember, it's not blue, it's not brown. Think about it. And that's going to do it. You tell me what it is, I'll tell you guys a little bit more in a moment. You type that in the chat, Alice, real quick. I'll tell you guys in a moment. Alright guys, that's going to do it. Okay, Alice, what's your, name that hint. What type of special Friday? Think about it. Think about it. It's pronounced as B-L-A-C-K. What does that pronounce? B-L. It's pronounced as B-L-A-C-K. And it goes with the word Friday. Yep, Black Friday, that's right. So yeah, before I end the episode real quick, my love and I have been talking some private business last week. And I'm going to tell you this. She gave me a yes answer. And I'm like, are you sure? But here's another big hint. It starts with an E, and it also starts with an R. You know how any couple is on second base and have been together for a long time, but if it's 800 or 900 days plus, my love was giving me a special idea. She told me if I have spending for Black Friday, she wants me to get her something expensive. So my love and I were talking some business last week, and apparently, see what her ass would blush and love as we speak, even though she wasn't ready before, even though she was not ready before. But I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this. She is ready for it. And I'm like, as my thought maker, what would be best? On your 33rd birthday or Black Friday? And apparently she wants me to get her something expensive. That's worth a lot of cash coming out of a department. Think about it, Alice. It's regarding my Bella, perhaps. My top moderator in the chat. It starts with an E and it starts with an R. What's of the following would that be? Think about it. What do you think it might be? Well, Love and I have been talking some business. But she'll be up in 10 minutes. So you would go with B-Day? Would you go with B-Day or Black Friday? Because I would be nervous. I told my love I would be pretty nervous on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm like, my scale would be on a 7 or 8. Because I would be scared. But what I was talking about is pretty much getting an ER and it would stand as an engagement ring. What's between my love and I. My love and I were talking about that last week privately when we were getting our walking exercise. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure about this? She's like, my top moderator said, she's like, she says, yes, she's sure. You know, since her and I have been taking a lot of time slowly. Alice, you understand, my love and I have been taking our time, looking forward to it, right? And she pretty much thinks it might be the time to get her something expensive. But do you think I should get her that on Black Friday? Do you think I should get her on Black Friday? Or get it on her birthday? What do you think should happen? My love and I are still getting married in a couple years, you know? We're still taking our time. Taking things slow, looking forward to it. It's been 800 days right now. And I'm off at 4:15. She's going to be doing a couple of things tonight with her peers at a fair tonight. Which I might be doing Uncharted later on tonight when I get off at 4:15. But what do you think, Alice? Are you sure, Alice? Jace the Tiger. Jace the Tiger, how you doing, sir? How you doing? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, an engagement ring, yeah. That's between us. Jace the Tiger. Question for you. Are you new to the IamACreatorCommunity.com? If Alice and I would be able to talk about it a little bit before I end the episode. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. That's going to do it for episode 81. If you guys would love to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, be sure you guys smash that like button. Smash the like button, guys, so we can get up to 5 or 6. So we can tweet the live stream out, let people know that we are live, paying it forward, and being rewarded. If anybody and anyone in the chat has a Facebook and a Twitter account, tweet it out, share it, comment. While we watch our videos in full, if we like the videos, we tweet them out, sell them, and we add them to a playlist. And we leave a meaningful comment down below if it's loving, caring, and sharing out of respect as we speak. But we never ask anything back in return. But yeah, my love wanted me to tell you guys in the chat if you guys would go with Black Friday or my love's B-Day. Remember, she does not turn 33 until January 4th. Actually, yeah, the 4th of January. So she gave me So I'm giving you guys the option in the chat. If you guys want me to do it on Black Friday, after Thanksgiving, or on a B-Day. Well, Alice in the chat says my thought was B-Day, but you sound like you prefer Black Friday one. Well, it's either one of two. I mean, if I go expensive for the ER, Alice, I don't think it'd be a bad idea. Remember, I'm not going to lose anything. My love and I are not going to lose anything. But besides, I didn't go to the house last night because I wore my 2 boots and one of my 2 feet had 2 damn scabs. I had 2 scabs on my left. But, you know, since you see guys, all I'm working is 10:45 to 4:15 and that's it. Then I'm off tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, Wednesday. Wednesday is 12:30 to 6. And if you guys have any questions about the Idol, you can vote for Men in Black or The Greatest Showman for my love and I's Idol to dance to for next year. If you guys are hyped and ready to go for Final Fantasy VIII this week, that will be this Thursday and Friday every week of the I Am a Creator community. Remember, the more we bring in, guys, the more we all grow, the more we all win together, and together of the I Am a Creator weekly schedule, all of us can win. All of us can make a great difference. If you guys have any questions, go right ahead, real quick, before the episode's over. The Tigers are back to the losing column, going down to 34 and 47. Tigers won the first one 9-2. Nationals won the second one 4-2. It was a little bit close, so the Tigers got one more game with the Nationals in the series finale from the weekends and on the weekends. And they got the day off, and then the Tigers will be at Chicago to take on the White Sox. You too, Alice. Do you have a message for my baby, perhaps, Alice, by the way? If she does not come in the chat and gets ready for work. Do you have anything to say to my top moderator real quick before I stop here? Anything at all? Type it in the chat real quick, Alice. Well, but no matter what happens, my love and I are here for you. We love you no matter what happens. That's why my love and I are the greatest damn couple of all time. And we are continuing to take our time, taking things slow to the next level a little bit. You got it, Alice. Anything I do to help. Alright, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you, Alice. I love you. And thank you, Jace Tiger, for stopping by. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Love you too, Alice. Keep an eye on Jasper for me. And keep an eye on Renesmee, please, too. Because my love and I would still be concerned about that set. If that's okay with you. You too, Alice. Be careful. By the way, guys, one more thing. Since I'm off at 4:15, I may go live with Uncharted. Or I might be on my Super NES, maybe. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Jace Tiger. Thank you, Alice, for stopping by. I hope you all enjoyed. Be good to one another. Be kind to one another. And love one another. And I will see you guys later after work, after 4:15. Noted, and you too, Alice. Love you. And I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good morning, and I'll see you guys after 4:15. Thanks again, guys. Be careful.